Hello, and welcome to Exploring the Holos. Today, we're going to be talking about dialectical evolution, the intro to Cosmogenesis, the third book in the Neogenian series. Right off the bat, if you have any questions about this subject, buy Cosmogenesis on Amazon, available right now, and on Kindle if you prefer to do it that way. And I am using the Z mic microphone again. And this is my second take because I had it on my shirt against my throat and it really did not sound good. So I have it on this pot, this flower pot thing, a couple inches away from me because it's very sensitive. So this is going to be my last take. If it's really bad, maybe I just won't use it next time. But let's get into the subject. So a major aspect detailed in Cosmogenesis is dialectical evolution. And it's very important to understand to know your role in the evolution of the universe. And as discussed in a previous video, the Big Bang is a chain reaction that happens when the orthogonal sine and cosine waves of the universe go through a phase shift and go out of phase and become non-orthogonal, partial shifted waves. And these partial shifted waves combine through inverse Fourier transforms to create this space-time or space-chronos matter that makes up our universe. And when these partial waves combine, they create extension. So no longer are they contained within a non-extended source singularity. They are projected to a non-local, they're projected to a space chronos, which is it's an extended space-time or space chronos. The formal aspect of this wave interaction creates its space-time holos. But this is a dual aspect monism reality. For every formal wave structure also has a qualia or a qualitative resonance. This is the subjective experience of that wave, of that structure. As these structures combine and become more complex, they seek out more beneficial waveforms to evolve and become more symmetric or more stable. This process of going from the disorder of the Big Bang to the total unified symmetry of the singularity is dialectical evolution. George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel was a German philosopher who discovered this process. It entails a thesis, antithesis, and a synthesis. This is the original thought. Thesis is the original thought or waveform. Antithesis is the opposing thought or waveform, or a different waveform. Synthesis is a combination of the most desirable or most resonating aspects of thesis and antithesis to create a better idea or pattern, or a more stable pattern. This now becomes the new thesis to be challenged by another antithesis. Let's see how that's like a chain reaction. Once the thesis and antithesis are finding new synthesis, it just keeps going forever and ever and ever until everything is unified in the same frequency again. This process drives both mental and physical evolution. I think this can be thought of as a sentient will. This striving towards the most stable patterns is called qualitative resonance. The qualitative resonance is more like the experience aspect. Reatating perfect unity of the Genesis singularity is the telos of the universe. Telos equals goal. It's the goal. And we strive to find a teleological society because we want a goal-driven society rather than a society based on surviving. Dialectical evolution is the teleological progression of the universe towards the singularity. The Neogenian system can account for the creation of the universe as well as explain how and why it evolves. It's mathematically embedded in the essence of reality as a dialectical clash that leads to progressive change towards the state of perfection. It's almost like a tongue twister. I wrote all this stuff down and I have a hard time reading it. Unstable structures collapse and die, while more stable structures persist and interact with other structures to create more complex structures until they reach perfection. Avatars eventually are created through this unconscious process. Our Zedic minds can interact with bodily avatars through mathematical data. Since Zetas and avatars are both mathematical structures, there's no barrier to interaction. There's no interaction problem because in a monism, everything is the same thing. If it's all mind and mind is math, then all is math. So math can interact with math. So that is how your zero-dimensional mind that's not located in space-time or space-chronos can interact with a body that is completely made out of space-time and not located within the source singularity. Actually, I don't know, that you could say that the whole holos is located within the source singularity. It kind of depends on the way you look at it. The wonderful byproduct of our Zetas using avatars to collect data to evolve is the qualia aspect. Eventually, human self-awareness evolves. The qualitative experience is what it feels like to be alive. And every Zeta experiences this different. No two Zetas experience life the same. It's the same for everybody. Even though you may call something red, or you may call an apple, or you may have an idea of what an apple tastes like. That's just the nomenclature. That's not what the same experience is for everybody. Everybody's different. The teleological endpoint is important, but the journey is what's most important, I believe. I think that the whole reason for the Big Bang and this cycle, this repeating cycle of the universe, is the journey. We don't quite know why the Big Bang happens. We know the cause of it, but we don't know the why of it. And the why, I think, is because of the journey. The journey is what's important. That's my opinion, though. Ad astra per aspera means to the stars through struggle. The struggle creates strength. Like Schwarzenegger pumping iron and more iron to become strong. You don't pump more iron, you don't become stronger. Eventually, as humans, our ideas will become so in tune that we will work together to create a perfect planet. Hyper-awareness, or analog all, will be achieved. Once that's achieved, at some point, the need for human avatars will disappear and our minds will create a collective frequency domain to interact with it. So we don't have to have these short-lived bodies that are subject to disease and everything that a space-time piece of matter is subject to, decay and time. Anything that's within space-time or extended is subject to time. So CFDs can be nearly eternal. And from that point, we'll seek to unify the whole universe until the singularity is reached. Did I say something about the collective frequency domains? Yeah, from that point, we'll seek to unify the entire universe until the Genesis singularity is again attained. And after that, all the memory will be wiped, and it'll all start over again. And we'll live happily. The end. Yeah, and then the whole process starts over. It's the universal cycle of life. I guess you can call it life. And if you have any more questions about this, check out Cosmogenesis, available on Amazon or Kindle, and check out the Neogenesis, the new science of mind, and check out meta rationalism, and check out the fourth book will be coming out October 10th. I believe that's called um, Teleocracy, maybe Teleocracy. I'm not positive. I'll let you know when I get it. So I'm not sure what we're going to be covering next time, but you'll have to check in. So make sure you hit that like, notification bell, and subscribe to take part in all the videos. And check out both of Morg's channels, Morg Official and the Neogenians, or the Neogenian, I believe it's called. Just search Neogenians on YouTube. I'm sure it'll come up. And the Neogenian Oculus with Susan and Philip. They usually do live streams, and Jan Damon, and they do live streams also. And check out Mark Vanderpool's channel, the Neogenian Whisper, and don't forget Renaissance Fairy Poetry. And she does all different kinds of subjects, usually more philosophical type stuff. But have yourself a safe week. Don't forget to look me up next week on Oscar, my friends.